on distribution. So first, I just will say this is it is a large task, but it's a task that we are up for. And we're going to take a whole of America approach. That's why we're going to be able to do this. And we've been working on this now for over 6 months. Since the announcement 6 months ago on May 15th, we literally started planning accordingly. And it is the foundation of our planning started with the great experts at the CDC, and it's been extended to the jurisdiction planners so that we have a great collaborative plan on how to execute this together, right? And as the Secretary talked about earlier, we have implemented several mechanisms to allow other organizations inside of America to enable execution. Not one source or one organization will be responsible, but it's the collective group of us that will make this successful. So distribution of the vaccine will be based on fair and equitable availability of the vaccine pro rata to the population. So in other words, population of the state against the available vaccine will be distributed to each state. We have been working these numbers with the states for a little while, and every week that goes by, we are able to create a tighter shot group of the actual numbers and the allocations that will be available to each state as we get going. Distribution will be by jurisdiction. As I've talked about, I use jurisdiction in states, sometimes inappropriately. So let me define jurisdictions: 64 of them, 50 states, 8 territories, and 6 metropolitan cities equal the 64 jurisdictions. We're doing extensive planning with each of these organizations so that we implement their plan. Right, so they will figure out where we want the vaccine to be distributed to and administered, and that's where the vaccine will be distributed accordingly.
All right, Shalom. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Barakatham to the hopefully elect. All right, and just back with another video. So pretty much, they got this pretty much, they looks like they're pretty much ready to roll out with these these vaccinations, and it looks like what Trump mentioned a couple of months ago with the Operation Warpspeed, it looks like it's coming into intuition. All right, looks like it's coming to life. So throughout the video, he pretty much goes into how this is something that they want to roll out to. Salaki, let me park real quick. But this looks like, because throughout the video they pretty much go into how they this is something that they want to roll out to all Americans. No ifs, ands, no buts about it. This is something that all Americans got to get, and through the Emergency Authorization Act, all right, once it gets approved, they want to have this out within 24 hours. They want to get it out within 24 hours, all right? So, throughout the, video, they go into how they plan to, each sector or whatever, plans to, how they want to roll it out, how each individual state or whatever, how they want to, distribute it. But nevertheless, they want to get this out to each American, so, we're just going to see how this, plays out. But nevertheless, they're going to, again, with the Operation Warp Speed, all right, like Trump said, they want to use the military to give out these vaccinations, right? And also in this video, he was going into how, because people might have already gotten it before, but, they want to, get all this information, collect all this information from people who got it before, so, they can match the doses and things like that. All right. They talked about how pretty much something about tracking towards the end of this video. Let me see if I can fast forward it and look for it real quick.
Of vaccine delivery following the first push is routine, so that states/jurisdictions can plan for it and account and develop execution of the administration in a routine method, so that the population is well informed and that they know where to get the vaccine and when to get the vaccine. And so those 2 points were driving home as at the hospital. How does it actually get received, unloaded, stored, and then administered is the rehearsals we're working. I continually emphasize this when I talk to jurisdictions. It is a great mechanism to check and double check to make sure everything is in place. What we're doing to make sure that that we are ready at this level after working these details for the last 6 months, as I've told the team, 2 things we must have. One, upon emergency use authorization, all of America must receive vaccine within 24 hours.
So you see that? All right. Once that gets approved, they want to dish this out 24 hours after it gets approved to all Americans. All right. This is something that in their mindset, all right, everyone has to get. All right. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You can't refute it. You can't refuse it. You can't, doesn't matter if it goes against your quote unquote religious beliefs or whatever the case may be. This is something that each American has to get. All right.
As I said, I think this is incredibly important. Fair and equitable distribution of the vaccine throughout the country simultaneously. There is no haves and have-nots. It is an equitable distribution.
So you see, that pretty much there's no refusal. This is something that we all have to get. All right. But if you don't know, and because there's videos out there about how they dealing with these vaccinations, how they pretty much have technology in it to pretty much basically link you with the link you pretty much with the system and link you with the the 5G. So and again, that goes back to the they'll be able to trace you and things like that. It's a lot. Like I said, I have a video on it, and I keep saying this, but because I want to do a video on it, but like I keep saying as well, there's so much information coming out. I'm so far behind on topics that I want to get into and videos that I want to do. It's just so much coming out that and I got to keep backtracking. There's a lot of stuff that I plan to have videos. I got videos lined up, but it's just so hard with everything that's with all this information that's coming up. It's hard to keep up, but nevertheless, like I said, Lord's will, I'll do a video on that. But nevertheless, man, hey man, like your boy said, many of the jakes that voted for him, Joe Biden, we're entering into we're entering into a dark winter, and it is believed that Esau, they could very well make their moves, during this cold weather, because I'm out here in Florida. And even out here, it doesn't really get that cold, but even now, it's starting to feel the cold weather just a little bit, but nevertheless, man, because like I mentioned before, it's hard to do things. Things are a lot harder in the winter, when the weather is cold, So this could very well be the time that Edom makes his move, And also on another note, I think that. This is just my belief, my personal opinion. Esau could very, very well be manipulating the weather, because one day it'll be hot, and then out of nowhere the next day it's super chilly. So I mean, that's just my own little conspiracy theory. But nevertheless, man, enough rambling. So yeah, that burning wrath of a great multitude. All right, the again, because the military, this is something that they're gonna issue out, because time and time out we've said this, beginning with the apostles and elders of great millstone, all the men on down. All right. Esau knows that they're going to get a lot of kickback. All right. So this is why they're going to use the military. And this is why, people are going to, well, people are already protesting and rioting, but this is what, this is going to amp it up more. Because just out there in Denmark, they had a law, a bill that they were going to pass about forcibly mandating, like physically vaccinating people. And the people, they protested. And after some time, they scratched the bill. And I said that in the video that I think that was just a little test run to see, how the people would react. All right. Because again, sure enough, and again, been saying this, eventually this stuff is going to be mandated. All right. But let me get this in 2nd Esdras 16 and 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you." And who is that multitude? All right, is going into these different armies and troops. All right, you got peacekeepers being dispatched out there, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is Russia, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but they're dispatching peacekeepers in certain places, because of all the tumult that's going on in different places. All right, and like we've been saying, and because for one thing, a lot of those UN troops, all right, they have a bad reputation. They're known for going different places and raping women and just doing all type of unspeakable acts. So again, best believe that once they come over here, man, they're not gonna be playing games. All right, but nevertheless, this is that burning that multitude. All right, they already have a disdain for Americans. All right, they already hate Americans as it is. So again, best believe when they're dispatched over here, man, they're not gonna be playing games. Because again, once they dispatch those troops over here, man. All right, especially you Jakes, man, you Jakes that fighting with the police and whatnot. All right, you think you're getting the upper hand. All right, Esau's allowing that to take place. All right, the scriptures talk about how talks about how Jakes prepares the troop for these people to make their moves. It gives them the excuse to come in and do the things that they're about to do. All right, but nevertheless, man, this is that multitude. Also, when you read in Isaiah 59 and 19, all right, that flood that's about to come in, all right, and sweep through this place. All right, it says, "And they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." All right, so again, because the time is going to come where things, things are going to get so turned up out here. All right, they're going to be kicking doors in and dragging people out of their homes, executing people on the spot. All right, because things are going to get very out of hand, in the very near future. All right, you already got people protesting these vaccinations. Like I've just, one of the example, like I just used over there in Denmark. All right, because all this information that's come out, and this is why Esau is making his moves, quickly. Things are ramping up. This Operation Warpspeed, it looks like it's living up to its name. All right, so we just got to continue to wait and see, man. But nevertheless, man, this is what's gonna take place. All right, they're gonna be hauling people off. All right, when you read on, it says, "And feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." And ultimately, let's go into the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast spoken about in Revelations, the 13th chapter. All right, eventually, they're gonna be rounding people up and hauling them off, and doing all God knows what to get you to willingly take the mark of the beast. All right. But again, I'll say like on a lower level, that's pretty much what you're seeing now with these vaccinations. All right, because this vaccination, man, is coming in the same spirit as the mark of the beast. It keeps saying that. All right, it's coming in that same spirit. What you see now, it's a prelude to what's about to, what's about to go down once you start coming out with those chips. All right. Verse 69, it says, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Or, like I said, rounding people up, kicking doors in, executions, live executions. All right. It says, "For there shall be," it's like I just read that. Verse 71, it says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Yeah, because ultimately they want to come after the men of the Lord. They want to come after the prophets. All right, because through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, they've been the ones exposing all of Esau's gimmicks and all his tricks and all his wicked devices and all his schemes. All right, this is why when it talks about Revelations that the devil knows that he has but a short time. All right, he's coming down with that great wrath because he knows that he has but a short time. All right, he's being exposed on every level, and Esau, he's a sore loser. All right, so this is why again he's about to do what he's about to do, and like I said, apparently it looks like it's about to this is the Operation Warpspeed. It looks like it might be coming to fruition very soon. All right, it says for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. All right. And again, this is going into that hour of temptation. All right. When we're all going to be presented with a choice on who's going to take that mark of the beast or not. All right. And again, you're getting a little sense of that on a lower level with these vaccinations because, I just played the video. All right. It looks like this is something that they, these vaccinations, they want to issue out to all Americans. This is something that they want to give out to all Americans. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right, no religious exemptions or anything. This is something we all have to get. All right, but it's already written that the the elect they're not going to partake of these things, and that's why when you read verse 72 or verse 73 says, "And then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire." Yeah, because that's going to be a real trying time, because information that's come out about they're like with Ticketmaster and certain airlines not allowing to travel and enter certain venues and things of that nature without you getting vaccinated, without you having that COVID pass or proving that you've been vaccinated. All right. But nevertheless, all right, this is why the apostles, they often go into being pilgrims, and living off grid and stuff like that, because again, it's written that the elect, man, they're not going to take that. They're not going to partake in any of this these abominable things, because again, on a lower level, all right, because back in verse 68, all right, when it says, "And feed you being idle with things offered unto idols." Now, ultimately, that's talking about the mark of the beast, which is that RFID chip. But again, on a lower level, all right, you can this can tie in with the vaccinations, because those things are filled with abominations as well. All right, DNA, monkey DNA, and aborted baby fetuses, and just all type of stuff that again we shouldn't be putting into our bodies. Abominations. All right, and again the elect are not going to partake in that. All right, but nevertheless, man, this is the hour of temptation, man. It's getting geared up, man. The moment of truth. What we've been talking about for so long, man. It's coming to intuition. It's almost game time. Here it is. They're about to they're talking about banning Bibles and things of that nature. The famine of the word is quickly approaching. All right, these things are happening, man. I'll get this and I'll end it off. Didn't intend for this to be so too long. I'm gonna drag this out. Come on now. Come on. The book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. These things are happening quickly, man. And this is what we pray for, for the Yahweh Shem Shai to hasten these days, because we're ready to get up out of here, Habakkuk 2, starting at verse 3, says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." All right, so these things, man, they're quickly coming off, it's coming to life. All right. When you read on, it says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." Yeah, because it seemed like, for a while, just seems like, and there's little time pockets to where it just seems like nothing's going on. All right, but again, that's why we got to stay on our P's and Q's, keep our head on a swivel, because scriptures talk about peace and safety. When people think to be in peace and safety, that's when sudden destruction comes. So oftentimes these little pockets where it just seems like nothing's going on. All right, and it could get a little discouraging. Nevertheless, this is why we pray to Yahweh Shem Shai to hasten these days and hasten the time. All right, because we want to get the hell up out of here. But nevertheless, we're in that time now that these things, man, they're the Lord is not holding it back anymore. For the elect, for the sake of His elect, He's speeding things up. And so be it. Because You know, after we get through this last push, man, it's the kingdom come from there, you know. So this is why, you know, the scriptures say endure hardness like a soldier. All right, we got to get through this last push. We just got to deal with it, suck it up like a man, you know, gird up our loins and get ready for this ride, man, because it's going down, man, and it's happening quickly, you know. So I don't want to drag this out too longer, you know. I want to go ahead and end this off, giving all credit to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, I say shalom.